Hello, welcome to Queenie's Cards of the Month for July 2023. Up here on TikTok. Wait, my camera's a little tall there. Let's move it on down somehow. A little bit, down a little bit. There we go. Down a little bit. And I'm videotaping over here. So you're going to notice that when I pull cards, I'm going to show the cards to the camera over there. You're going to see my arm go off over here, because I want to upload that to YouTube later. I'm not going live on YouTube. I'm just going to upload it to YouTube later to my various social media platforms, because this is what I'm going to do. Hi, Nada. Okay, so I pulled the overview card of the month, and brace yourselves, guys. I'm going to brace myself. It's very interesting, but good, kind of perfect. The Singer of Initiation is the overview card. The Singer of Initiation. Okay, so let's talk about this. That's the overview of the whole month. That's not a really lighthearted card. It's not awful or horrible, but sometimes it feels earth-shattering because it is kind of putting us in a position to where we are having a breakthrough so that we can go to the next level, whatever the next level is for us. And so that's kind of what the Singer of the Initiation is. So it might be a passage into some discomfort because we have to make some shifts and changes in our lives that and let go of things that no longer serve us. I guess I have bugs, maybe. I don't know that that's orbs, but I could pretend it was. Anyway, so let me read you a little bit out of the book about the Singer of Initiation and what happens when it comes into, when it comes up in a reading. And then you can, and I will, associate it with that being just July's overview. And I'm already noticing it as we come to the end of June. I'm already noticing that there are certain things that used to be real go-to things that I could do or things that I could put off, that it is important for me not to put off anymore. And so that's very interesting in itself. And that's kind of an initiation in itself. Old standbys, things that used to comfort me, I can no longer use them to comfort me because it's not healthy for me anymore. Putting off setting boundaries, putting off anything, I'm kind of in the middle of it. And I would suspect that a lot of people are too. But let's read a little bit from the book on the Singer of Initiation. And let's see, it's Passage Through a Triumph, New Level. The Singer of Initiation brings a major transition between the old and the new. Do you feel it? I kind of do. As we prepare to pass through any gate, we are greeted by this singer who tests us to see if we are ready to enter into the new realm, or whether, for our own safety and well-being, we must stay where we are. There is no initiation without testing, and this testing must take us to our limits in order to be valid. Initiation is not just a charming ritual with candles and incense and other occult paraphernalia. True initiation is grounded in material reality and extends through the body, mind, and emotions. This testing occurs on all levels of our being. The more profound change being processed, the more rigorous the test. However, these initiations are only given when the singer knows we have the potential, the ability, and the opportunity to pass them. So that's a fancy way of saying that we don't get anything that we can't handle in some way, shape, or form. It just depends on your perception of handling it. If we pass the initiation this singer offers, we are strengthened by the process itself. In working through it, we learn something about ourselves, and we move finally and irrevocably from one way of being into another. So it's kind of intense. So that's what I was saying, is that I think this month is going to be a little intense. Yes, I'm talking to both videos. I just want to make it so that the YouTube video doesn't look like I'm looking someplace else. That's all I could do. I have technology, but not the kind of technology I need. I need a new freaking laptop so I can put some shit on there. Anyway, that might be my initiation, right? The starter reading is Breakthrough. Drawing this card notifies us that significant change and challenge are both occurring in our lives, with the potential for moving into a new realm, which involves a new way of being. This major change has been building for a long time. Do you feel that? Because I kind of feel that. So this major change has been building for a long time, and the moment is now here to meet this challenge. We may already be aware of the initiation process, but perhaps have only seen it as bad luck or fate. It is neither. It is an opportunity to see if we have, deep down, truly learned the lessons we've been working on and are willing to apply them in our lives. Often knowing just what the initiation is, just what the initiation is about can seem like one of the most difficult aspects of this process. And this is kind of where I think sometimes we get squeezed and we begin the initiation process and we're kind of looking around. What's happening? What's happening? Why is this happening? What's happening? What's happening? And that's kind of the squeeze there. However, once past, it will eventually all become clear in hindsight. For now, we only need to know, as the singer said once to an Oracle group member, it can be done. Look with your heart. So this month, no matter what sort of squeeze or initiation, if you look with your heart, if you do your best to remember to look with your heart, this can go smoother than it might feel like it. The presence of a singer of initiation in a reading often presages a period of success, of seeing, accepting, and using our own powers at a higher and more ethical level. So some of it is honoring the self, honoring being more ethical. And I'm certainly experiencing that. I mean, I know that sometimes I don't set boundaries when I feel like I should, or when I need to, for myself, for my own sanity. You know, I don't set boundaries because I feel like that would mean that I was being an asshole or mean or whatever. And that oftentimes puts me in a position to where I end up kind of being an asshole because I'm bitching about it, you know? Oh, I doubt very seriously that anybody's experienced that here. Anyway, it also means taking a new level of responsibility for ourselves in the world. The gate is open to us, but we must take the action of stepping through it. Okay, so here we are. That's July. Let's do this. Sorry. Just trying to get things a little closer, but they're not. So that's just how it's going to be. So this is the overview of the whole reading, which is initiation, breakthrough, letting go of the things that no longer serve us so that we're clear and open to whatever is new. But there's a lot of trust that needs to be involved in this, trusting that whatever sort of, I hope you can't hear the loud talking that's going on outside, but if you can, I apologize. So we're gonna now find the cat spirit card and see what sort of support that we can get from these little guys, spirit cats. See what sort of support you can get from them. They have a tendency to be like a kinder, gentler little thing. I like to follow it up. Hi, Sharon. Okay, so now they're talking. Greg, I'm trying to do a Facebook Live right now. Are you knocking on my window?
No. I'm showing this gentleman some repair work here.
Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry about that. We're back. What have we got? Oh, this is good. I like this. This is kind of perfect with what's going on right at this moment. So the spirit cat is this little guy. I love it. Mischief. Mischief. So that totally makes sense for right now. Meet Jasper. He's a playful little trickster known to pounce on toes while you're sleeping and possibly tiptoe across your computer while you are trying to work. There's a twinkle of mischief in his eyes that you can't help but love. He reminds us not to take things too seriously. Sometimes the biggest disasters can seem funny when you look at them through Jasper's eyes. He is lighthearted. He is laughter, giggles, and sighs. And yes, he really did need to steal a little sip of your drink when you were looking the other way. Okay, so this makes a lot of sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you. Here, we've got this heavy kind of transformation breakthrough. This might feel a little squeezy on your way to the next level card. And then we've got a card that reminds you to laugh, reminds you to play, reminds you that even in the middle of this stuff, there is stuff that can be, there are giggles to be had. There is laughter to be had. There is lightness to be had. There is mischief to be had. And that's kind of a nice, I love that as a support card, as it were. So we've got the Singer of Initiation, and then we've got the Cat Spirit card reminding us to lighten up just a little bit. Now we're going to go to the Animal Spirit cards, the Spirit Animal Oracle. And these have a tendency to maybe be just a little heavier than those kitty cards. The kitty cards are sweet, though. I love them. And how helpful is that in the middle of initiation? Oh, my God. That just reminded me of that Beatles song. In the middle of oh, that's negotiation. You break down. Anyway, that was, you never give me your money. You only give me your funny papers. In the middle of investigation. I don't know. I'm just making up. I think those are the words. Okay, so what animal are we getting? Oh, nice. Okay. Dragonfly. Dragonfly. And what does it say on the front? Truth transcends illusion. So what this kind of tells me initially, even before I read the book meaning, it means that this particular initiation is not something we can avoid. It's not something we can, you know, it says in the book meaning that sometimes you can put it off if you're not ready, and that makes sense, but it is not something you can avoid. You can avoid moving through the gateway and stay where you're at, but there's no way that you can unsee the things that you're seeing, the things that will come to light. There's no way you can unsee them. So let's go to Dragonfly. Dragonfly? No, don't do that. Not okay. Dragonfly Spirit. And this is card number 22. All right. Dragonfly Spirit is here to remind you of the wisdom and truth available at all times in the hidden realms. Just as a dragonfly catches your eye with its reflective wings and body, Dragonfly Spirit appears to tell you to pay attention to the truth beyond the illusion and recognize the insights that come seemingly out of nowhere, peeking through from behind the veil. In the realm of spirit, there is far more wisdom than you can perceive with your senses, and there is a deep knowing that you are not separate or alone, for a higher power recognizes you and loves you beyond measure. I like to say that we're soaking in it, and we really are. At least that's my belief. That's what I prefer to believe. So, for a higher power recognizes you and loves you beyond measure. Fear dissipates as you realize that you are embraced by the nurturing force that is everywhere, always in communication with you. Alighting when you are preoccupied, Dragonfly Spirit offers this message. You exist in unity with all, including the protective spirits who share their wisdom, and you are being nudged along the path your soul needs to travel to have the experiences it craves. Love exists in many forms, and sometimes we overlook it when we don't recognize a particular form. Pay attention to the signs now. They remind you that each of us have inspired dreams seamlessly sewn into the fabric of the invisible world. And there is a great consciousness that exists in the seemingly empty spaces, guiding us on our journey, open to the truth, letting the wisdom of the hidden realms inform you, providing insights that your conscious mind overlooks. So here's what I think this is about. This is more about when I was telling you that there's a lot of trust involved with initiation. And this is what this is about. It's trusting that you will know what your next steps need to be, and trusting that that you will come out the other side of this better and more feeling more empowered. That's what I feel like this month is about. It's about coming out the other side, feeling more empowered, feeling better about where we are. Here's what I'm picturing. And this may or may not have, hello. I didn't realize that the other camera could see, hopefully didn't see it in my dress. Anyway, what I'm seeing energetically is this. So we talk about the cocoon and the chrysalis and the transformation that brings, and I think we've talked about that in past lives, in past months. I'm having a hot flash, but for this, I feel like it's like an egg. It's let's say, oh, I like it. I like this best. I like this best. This is what I'm picturing. It's like a dragon's egg. And in all those, in the movies or artwork that has these dragon's egg, that it glows from within. And right now we're experiencing that glow from within, but it also kind of hurts because we're giving birth to ourselves at a different level. And so I'm energetically seeing the dragon's egg kind of crack open a little bit, but the cracks it's not dark. It's full of light. It's like these golden cracks, and it's kind of coming apart. And as the month goes on, it continues to come apart. It continues to kind of open up that way. And even though maybe the dragon looks a little, the us dragon that comes out the other side that we give birth to looks a little raggedy and everything like that, eventually everything dries off and clears off, and we shake ourselves loose and we open up our wings, and maybe we shoot a little fire out of our mouths and are able to move on, and we've turned into a new form of self. And that's kind of what this looks like to me. And take what you will. That's just what I'm seeing energetically about this month. And who knows, I mean, I hope so. Although a lot of trust is involved in allowing things to unfold the way that they need to, and knowing when to push forward, and when to step back and allow things to come to you. That I think that all of life is a balance of that. All of life is just like trying to balance that shit. Seriously. Yes, I swear. But I swear. You've been with me for a while. You know. Okay, so now we're going to pull some tarot cards. I decided to use my favorite tarot deck. We're going to pull some major arcana cards for the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. And the back of the deck looks like this. It's the Eileen Connolly deck. It's a tarot deck that I've been using for 35 years. I know. Kind of bizarre, but here we are. Okay, so the beginning of the month, which would be, it's kind of ramping up right now, but it would be July 1st until the 12th. Okay, and I'm not going to do these reversed. I'll talk to you a little bit about them if my intuition tells me that I need to, but I'm not going to. Even if they come out reversed, as far as I'm concerned, they're not reversed. So the next one is for the 13th until the 21st. And then the 22nd till the end. Oh, well, this kind of goes with it. I love it because we got one of those cards that I get stuck on again, which doesn't make me happy, but it's okay. All right, so for July 1st until the 12th, we have the Strength card. As stated before, if you see me run my arm across over here, I am making a video to upload to YouTube. So we have the Strength card. And what the Strength card is about is, well, it's self-acceptance, it's trust of self, it's understanding and acknowledging the beasties within, but loving them. It's like having an inner critic, acknowledging that you have an inner critic, but giving it a cookie and a job when it starts giving you too much shit. Everybody has inner critics. And but the Strength card, as you can see, this is a little different than some of the tarot decks. I'm going to move this camera down because it's just, it's a lot of business. It's a lot of me. Okay, that's a little better, I suppose. Maybe I should move it up. I don't know. I'm not messing with it anymore. Anyway, so most tarot decks with the Strength card, it has a woman with her head in the lion's mouth, trusting that the lion will not bite her head off, because the lion represents her id, represents her inner self, her shadow, her primal self. So it's what this will mean. Yeah, I'm stammering. Why? Oh, I don't know. Because I just am. What this talks about is that, I guess, part of the initiation at the first part of the month is Yeah, this is a card about being accountable for who you are and the things that you bring to the table, being accountable for your shadows and your light, and trusting your shadows and your light, and not rejecting any of it. Just kind of basically, she's making peace. She's making peace with the beasties within. And so that's going to kind of be our opportunity at the beginning of the month from the 1st through the 12th, and probably gearing up now, is to make peace. Make peace with your inner critic. Make peace with the beasties within. Make peace with your inner cookie monster. You know, whatever you've got going, it's time to make peace with it. And that's kind of, and because that's a card that comes up for the beginning of the month, I'm going to say that you really don't have very much of a choice. You're going to have to look at it. You have a choice as to whether you make peace with it, but you're going to have to look at it. It's going to... Okay, I'm getting the phrase. Here's the phrase I'm getting. This is fun. The first part of the month, a little bit of life is going to show you your arse. And you're going to have to make a choice as to whether you want to accept and be accountable, and then maybe be able to change whatever it is you're an arse about, or be in denial and not be accountable and stay stuck. That doesn't sound like very much fun, to be in denial and not be accountable and stay stuck. So the Strength card is encouraging you at the beginning of the month to kind of accept the beasties within. We all have them. I'm sorry. If you think that you're all sweetness and light all the time and you're pretending that you don't have any dark going on in there, I don't believe you. I just don't. I mean, I'm smiley and friendly a lot of the time, and I have an inner asshole. And she's there. And she can be more snarky than you ever knew. That doesn't mean I'm being phony about being friendly with people. It just means that I'm not all sweetness and light. There is bite, and I need to acknowledge that there is bite. And I need to, sometimes do better. Just because I don't unleash it on the world doesn't mean it's not there. I got her. I think any human being has it. Anyway, that's the first part of the month from July 1st until July 12th. We're going to be dealing with the Strength card, which is owning and being accountable for our beasties within. That's what being strong is about. That's, you can't be strong and be in denial about the fact that you might have some beasties within, since we all do. We all have primitive urges. We all have an id. We all have inner critics. We all have sweetness and light as well. And we just have to trust that the stuff that feels shadowy isn't going to take over. Sometimes it just needs to be seen and acknowledged, So that's the first part of the month. Middle part of the month, from the 13th until the 21st, is not my favorite card. Do you know why it's not my favorite card? Because for some reason, I think I'm blind to it. Or maybe I don't connect with it. And I don't know why. There's no reason why I shouldn't connect with it. That's a lot of buildup just to show you the Judgment card. So I think, okay, here we go. This just in. I think it's another layer of the Strength card. So the Strength card goes and hits our personality and our personality traits, and the Judgment card goes a little deeper, and it's deeper and higher at the same time, because the Judgment card is kind of like a higher octave of that card. If you see the guy, he's put his shield and sword down, he's put his helmet down, he still has his armor on, And then you've got a woman that has less armor on, and then you've got a child on the way out the door that has absolutely no armor on and no clothes on. It's Nikki. It's Nikki. This is, and there's a book that's glowing, that has no writing on there. And whatever is in that book, whatever knowledge that they've gained, has shown them a way to drop their armor or their judgments about things. And maybe that's why I have a block with that, because of my internal judgments about myself, and it makes me harsher on the outside, as far as makes me have like very, very rigid standards about, what I will accept around me and what I won't, and sometimes not rigid enough. So this card, so it's hard for me to, I guess it's harder for me to connect with it, and I don't, and it's kind of frustrating. But if I can look at it as a higher octave of acceptance, of acknowledgement and acceptance, it's not ignoring the stuff that's bad, it's releasing the judgment around it. Because when I'm releasing the judgment around it, which is, I'm not acknowledging that the things exist that I'm having these judgments about, but I'm not holding myself accountable for them. I'm not trying to take responsibility for them. And it's kind of like the little picture that I used for the cover photo for this event. You heard me, HERD. I'm not trying to control everything. And that's the judgment card is about not. So we're going to, in the middle of the month, understand the things that we can control and the things that we cannot. It will give us more of an idea of the things that we can control and the things that we cannot. And that's why having the overview of the Singer of Initiation, it's going to involve trust. It's going to involve trust, and the cat card, the mischief card, which is, we need to make this not all, it doesn't have to be all heavy. It can have some lightness to it. There can be some laughter. Please take laughter breaks. My daughter and I have been working at taking laughter breaks. Well, we don't have to work very hard, because between the two of us, it's our senses of humor are dark and morbid enough to where sometimes we just laugh until we cry. Sometimes I can't even get the rest of the joke out, but she knows what I'm saying, and so we're both crying. And it's pretty good. It's pretty great. And it works very well, and it's a great little pressure valve kind of thing, and I highly recommend finding things that you laugh about and being silly, even in the midst of having to drop your judgments about stuff and accept yourself. And it with no humor, with no laughter, why? I mean, why? That's the way I've survived. Dark, sick humor and clothes. No, I'm just kidding. That might be true. I may have to own that. Anyway, shoes. No. Okay, so we're going to go to the next card, which is going to be from the 22nd of July until the end of the month. And I thought this was really great, because this is kind of like the culmination of the initiation. We got the Fool. And the Fool is taking a leap of faith and trusting that you will land exactly where you need to land. Now, we can't always do that. It's scary. It's not scary, But when the Fool comes along, you're most assuredly going to land exactly where you need to go. It's almost like, I guess, like I was saying at the beginning with the initiation, you don't know what's happening, you don't know exactly where you're going, you just know that you're going there. And that's kind of, the Fool is another translation of that, except initiation involves some squeezing and some turbulence and breakthrough. The Fool is what happens after the breakthrough. The Fool is what happens when you break through the clouds and all of a sudden it's clear, but you're not entirely sure where you're going to go, but you just know you're going there. And that's kind of what the Fool is about. And I think that for me to see that card come up as what's happening towards the end of the month. Now my nose is itching, you guys, I'm sorry. Um is kind of like a light. It's like, as I stated a little bit earlier when I was talking about the dragon's egg, it's when the egg just kind of disintegrates and falls away, and the droopy dragon selves that are still full of light kind of shake it off and take that first flight. They don't know where they're We don't know where we're going. We just trust that we're going there, and it feels so good to soar that we have to do it. That's kind of like the Fool right here. So I suspect that by the end of the month that it will lighten up a little bit, but this first 3 weeks is probably going to be a little squeezed. And that's okay. I would like for it to lighten up. Just because I'm tired. And it's funny, and there's only so much control I can exert over my life to where extra stimulation doesn't happen. It's a little bit much. No, I'm getting better, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My goodness. All right, so I have another surprise card. There's going to be a couple more cards, but I have a surprise card that I haven't used yet, and I am going to read to you out of the book. And it is by the same artist that does the Fairies Oracle deck. This is a second set of cards that he did with his wife. And it's called The Heart of the Fairy Oracle. And I'm going to pull one of these as a okay, clarification card. Let's see if they can clarify some things for us. Maybe clarifying the area that the initiation's coming in. Maybe, or just clarify that we're going to be okay. I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay, guys. Oh, I like this one. The Queen of Hearth and Home. Initially, what this is telling me, looking at her, is we need to chill out. We need to take time. We need to relax. We need to, it's such a trite thing to say practice self-care, but we need to practice self-care. And some of that self-care might mean that we need to kind of retreat a little bit and recuperate. There's a lot of internal stuff going on. And when you've got a lot of internal stuff going on, sometimes you need to stay home. Sometimes you do. Now, I know that it's my preference sometimes to stay home. Lately, we've all been affected by that thing that happened in 2020. And it's been kind of hard to get back out into the world after all of that. But I'm realizing how much I like it. And how, like, sometimes it's just too peoply out there. But I think there's other stuff going on with me that is causing that. That doesn't have to be everybody. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Maybe this is a whole different thing than I was talking about. I love it. I love it. All I see in her when she says hearth and home, I see, oh yay, I get to stay home. Dang. Did I just show myself my R's? Yes, I did. Oh, yes, she did. Okay, so the Queen of Hearth and Home. I'll show you her while I'm reading it. She holds the mask of living flame in her hand. This is the eternal hearth fire. In ancient times, people would carry an ember from the hearth they were leaving to their new dwelling place. Is a light bulb happening for you too? We'll go there. They carried this link from their past to their future. The Queen of Hearth and Home carries with her the ability to make a home in the moment, in the now, wherever she is. She passes this ability on to you. It is important to be at home in any situation, to create a home when you invite people into your space, whether at a table in a restaurant, a desk at work, a seat next to you on a bus or a plane, or in your own home. This is good. The ability to make someone feel welcome when entering your space is a gift indeed. Brian says that he always stands up when signing books for people because he feels that he is inviting them into his home, and he wouldn't sit while people were standing in his presence. It is his way of creating a home wherever he is and whenever he interacts with people. I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm going to yawn. That's fun. When this card appears, remember that you are in the presence of a great queen. She gives you the ability to be gracious and create a home wherever you are and in any relationship. Okay, so I got a little light bulb. I hope you got a little light bulb. Look at her. Is she holding a light bulb? Maybe. Okay, so what does this mean? What is this clarification? I think that this is kind of clarification and support. Basically saying, don't worry, wherever you are, wherever you find yourself, you're home. And you can create a home wherever you find yourself by, I guess, welcoming the moment. Whatever moment that you find yourself in, whether it's in line at the DMV, or whether you're home, or at work, or out somewhere, you can make yourself at home wherever you find yourself and feel welcome. This is another thing with this card that I think that I want to say, and I feel, is that understanding the Queen of Hearth and Home, understanding, being welcoming wherever you are. This is not about like completely not having boundaries or anything like that. This is about also welcoming yourself wherever you are. More of, because of this singer of initiation, more of you is being brought to the surface. More of you is being brought to the forefront. More of you is being brought into your life. And sometimes that can be kind of a scary prospect if we are so used to covering up or hiding a lot of parts of ourselves. So I love her for us. The Queen of Hearth and Home. Being welcoming wherever you find yourself, whatever moment you find yourself in. What about this moment that we find ourselves in? Whenever you find this moment, whenever you watch this, whether you're watching it live right now or whether you're watching a replay of it later, I would like to welcome you to this moment, welcome you to this space. That's pretty cool, huh? All right, so we're gonna pull another card. Do we want to pull another Fairies Oracle card, or do we want to pull my finger? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, I got all serious and then I just couldn't keep up with it. I had to do a fart joke because that's just how I do. Okay, we're gonna find another one. Another one. Let's see. God. I'm gonna pull the Blooming Cats deck. And I separated out the major arcana cards with these because I'm still doing that over on my Patreon. I got stuck on the Hierophant, and what's hilarious with the descriptions of the major arcana cards, what's hilarious is numerologically, when you do my numerology chart, Hierophant card is number 5. I have so many 5s. I'm like 5-orama in my chart. And the Hierophant, like, what? And it's also a little bit about judgment. So my blockage with the Judgment card. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, it's fun, Erin. Have I been in denial about myself? A little bit. Not a lot, a little bit. As I get older, it's getting harder and harder to be in denial about anything. I'm losing my dress. I apologize. Yeah, I know. Okay, so which Blooming Cat? Which major arcana card, Blooming Cat? This is a support card. We'll see what comes up. Yeah. Okay. Number 14, Temperance. Look at that little angel cat. That little angel cat. All right, Temperance. Temperance is the Alchemist card. Temperance is about taking the things that you've kept from the past, taking the things that you've found in the present, and alchemizing them into something completely new. So not only is this month about initiation, but this initiation is directly about alchemy, and alchemy takes a little time. Figuring alchemy formula takes a little time, and temperance, and not going overboard, like not going too fast. Okay, I'm getting it. All right. Suppose I should explain. Sometimes I start talking and I start talking really fast, and I'm hearing, not really hearing, but I'm getting nudges. And so I say, okay, because I'm getting nudges. And I know that sounds crazy, but this is just how my instrument works. Other instruments work other ways. Other instruments work even more kind of seemingly nutty ways than mine, but this is how mine works. So temperance is like restraint, but it's also patience. But it's the Alchemist card, so I'm trying to tie that all in. But alchemy does take time because you have to figure out exactly the right formula, so that when you're done, it becomes more than what it was before. So that the support card is, don't worry, we've got something really great brewing. You've just got, it's another like, trust this. And also temperate. Don't go too far. Don't push too hard. Yeah, that's some of it too. That's a support card too. I'm going to do something that is also going to seem a little weird to you, but you know what? That's just how it is. This is a selenite wand. This stone it can't necessarily be cleaned, but you can clean it energetically across a flame. Not through the flame, guys. You don't have to burn it up, just across the top of a flame. Anyway, I feel like there needs to be some sort of clearing happening here, and so I'm going to do it for you. And to help us with our initiation. So, years ago, I took a class with one of my besties. It was called Absolute Balanced Mastery. And some of the things in the class was how to clear your own energy field, how to clear your own energy field, how to clear other people's energy fields, how to sense energy for one thing, but how to clear. And these wands can be used to do that. And granted, you might think you can put it down there around your feet, up under your arms, back behind you. Sometimes it feels like it works. Sometimes like things feel a little lighter after you do that. And then I'm going to have to light a candle after and put this little guy through it. But selenite, you don't necessarily need that. With other stones, you do need to cleanse them. It works really well to cleanse them. But selenite, you can't really get it wet. It'll start dissolving. You don't want that. So anyway, so we're gonna do you. If you want, if you're open to this. If you're not open to it and it annoys you, you can turn away if you want. But right now, it feels like this is what we need. So this is what you're getting. And maybe this is me coming out of the closet as a woo-woo lady. As if you didn't know. You guys come here and watch these cards of the month energetic videos like every month and watch me, pull information out of the air. This is not all memorization of the cards, mind you. Anyway, so that's what we did. Ooh, this is good too. Sometimes doing this is really nice too. Listen, here's the thing. What I like about energy work is, and any of this spiritual work that I do, is that sometimes you can make it up as you go along. And sometimes it's very playful. Which, is this playful? Yes, it's playful. Does it feel really good? Does it feel like it kind of breaks up the energy? Yes, it does. Does this look? This is kind of playful. This is like a windshield wiper. Does it feel like it clears the energy? To me, it does. To me, it does. To you, does it? If it does to you, you could put a little thumbs up in the comments, because we're live. If it does to you, put a little thumbs up in the comments. It just felt like we needed a clearing when we're going into an initiation month. So let us find. I've decided we're going to need there we go. Cousin Connie, I love you. So I think on a month that we're going through an initiation, maybe we need a sort of affirmation or mantra of sorts that you can do when you're feeling in the mood for it. And this is from Divine Abundance Oracle Cards by Tasha Silver. Oh, turn it right side up. There. These are cards that I pull out every once in a while to for support. Here's the other thing. I know, here's the thing. Self-care is sometimes about doing stuff that doesn't harm other people, that feels good to you, whether it's self-soothing, whether it's me sleeping with my little piggy at night. I have a little piggy stuffed animal that I love to hug and cuddle when I go to sleep. That is self-care to me. Pulling a card and remembering some and getting struck by whatever the affirmation is on the card. Pulling a fairy's oracle card and having it go, yep, focus on this today. Going outside and seeing the sky, maybe seeing a bird fly by or happening on, a hummingbird. All these things, if they lighten you energetically, there really isn't anything wrong with them. And whatever sort of magic that you want to ascribe to them, or no magic at all, if you want to think, oh my God, that hummingbird visited me on my porch today and just sat there for a second and looked at me, which happened to me about a month ago. I was sitting on the porch and a hummingbird came. I had my eyes closed. I was just kind of hanging out there. I heard this. I look, hummingbird came 2 feet away from me, looked me straight in the eye, and then zipped off. That made me feel good. That felt magical. That could have been just nature, but nature's pretty fucking magical. Pardon me and my F word. I was trying not to swear. But, please. I guess this is drop your judgments on yourself about what brings you spiritual comfort. It's just sad that we feel like we're being programmed to live in a world where that's just less and less fun all the time. This doesn't mean not being accountable and not, following through with your obligations and responsibilities. It's finding whatever little kernel of joy that you can find in it. Really losing the stress today. I don't know what's going on, but this is obviously not a work dress. Anyway, but we are too hard on ourselves. And I'm too hard on myself. It's like, there are things that bring you happiness. Riding my bike back from the ferry out in the air, that makes me happy. It brings me happy. Why do I not do it sometimes? Because I want to get home faster. Because maybe that brings me some happy. But when I do it, I remember how much I enjoy it. There's magic everywhere. There's love everywhere. And we're soaking in it. So now I'm going to pull a card from the Divine Abundance deck. Now that I have my diatribe or whatever that was. A rant? Was it a rant? Anyway, now that I've had that, and if the message on this card resonates with you, if any of the messages from any of these cards resonate with you, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. Okay. Divine Source. And I was just talking about we're soaking in it. Listen, it's not an affirmation, but it's it's a question. Help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all. Divine Source. So this definitely goes with initiation. It goes with Queen of Hearth and Home. It goes with Dragonfly. Can I say it? Dragonfly Spirit. The Strength card. Temperance. Judgment. Trust that whatever it is that you're going through right now, that you will come out the other side in a new level whatever that means for you, a new way of being, whatever that means for you. I am going to work at trusting that for myself because, Lord, I'm with you. If there's some struggle, I'm with you. It's been quite a time, and I'm looking forward to coming out through the other side, and I'm going to do my best to trust. And I'm not going to succeed all the time. I'm not going to succeed all the time. Sometimes my anxiety is going to get the best of me, but I know it's temporary. And that's the thing that saves me from feeling lost, is that I know that the anxiety I'm feeling is temporary. It's not a permanent thing. And it's also one thing I struggle with is I always want to have the answers to everything. I don't want to appear that I don't have the answers to everything, and I really don't have the answers to everything, and that messes with me big time. But as I get older, I realize I have a lot of answers for a lot of things, but my answers might not be your answers. So you can take whatever I shared here as you will. And I found a song to sing, but now I feel kind of dumb doing it. So I don't know if I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll do it separately. I'll do it separately from the card pull. I'll do it in the next couple of days separately, because I'm not sure the format of me talking about the cards and energy and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden busting out with some music, even though I did that before. It's just, I'm trying to build, obviously, I think I'm trying to build a brand. No, maybe I already did. Who knows? Anyway, I love you guys. I'm really glad that you watched. Whenever you watch, in the replay or live, I really appreciate it. And thank you for either humoring me or receiving the healing that I intended to give tonight to all of us. And I will see you soon. Bye. Love you. Thank you.